So I've given you kind of an overview of stories. And we have setting, we have characters, we have action, we have dialogue, and we have a purpose, which is usually, English teachers would probably call this the theme. What are you trying to get across to your reader? And I gave you one way of looking at a story, but a much more traditional way looks like this. It's a plot outline. And it looks kind of like this. In the beginning, we have something called the exposition. The exposition is when you introduce everything you need to know in order to follow the story. So right in the beginning, you are introduced to the setting. So when and where's the story happening? The characters, at least all the main characters, and the opening situation, which is the problem, the crisis, the obstacle, whatever it is. And I'm going to put it down as crisis. And the story continues. This is called rising action. And essentially, it's one thing leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another. So the character grows and develops and has a problem, and solves that and has another problem. Continues up until you have the climax. And the climax, again, is, I would say, a turning point. Something really big happens. The character comes to a realization, wins or is defeated, or something big happens to change the character and the nature of the crisis. And after that, the story may go on for a while, or it may end fairly suddenly. What happens after that, after the turning point, is we call this falling action. And again, it could be very, very quick, or it could be, fairly long. And the end we call the resolution. So when you're writing a story, you need to figure out who and what and when and where, what's going to happen, what's the big event, what's the crisis or the turning point, and then how does it end? And remember, what you're trying to do is get a reaction from your reader. So when you think about the resolution, what you're thinking about is, what's the reaction for my reader? Did you achieve your purpose? Did you convince the person, entertain the person, clarify something? Whatever you're trying to accomplish in the story, by the end, you should have done it. And if you haven't, you got to rework it. Okay?